your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so. turn around when it is safe to do so. You have arrived at your destination. Arrived at your destination. arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 yards, turn left. time to leave.
Okay guys, I'm back, and as I was getting up to go use the restroom real quick, I realized after working on getting the issue with my stream fixed, I never turned my commentary setting back on. And for some reason, Elgato just defaults to it being off, which is fantastic. And you guys didn't miss a whole lot there. I kind of was just blathering on for a while. Not about a lot in particular, but hopefully it wasn't too boring to watch with no sound through all of that. Well, no commentary anyways. But if you missed anything, I think all I really covered that's really important if you want to know is if you want to get through these PR stunts really easy for this season, take one of my Rimac tunes if you have the vehicle. If you don't have a car that's good enough already for it, if you do, that's awesome. Played around in the Land Rover Series 3 for a while to get our 15 miles we needed. Found out it slides pretty well, at least for being set up for off-road and having those super grippy tires. Bought a couple more Rebel the Machines. You know what, I could take this car for the racing through the 70s and do an off-road build on it, since I did buy a couple extra to auction off. Talked about the Forzathon shop a little bit, but you guys also missed that. And we did get our Super Ligara, which we'll drive here a little later. Like the title says, this is the road to 80% as fast as I can, so we'll wait on that one. See, we should, sort by year. The 2550s. It really sucks though that for that showcase remix I had no commentary. I actually had a lot to say about it because Halo was a huge part of my childhood. Me and my friends played it so much up till Halo 3. It's honestly kind of ridiculous. We used to do LAN parties. It'd be great if these pictures would load in so I could see what vehicles I have as options here. But yeah, we used to have LAN parties like daily and play for hours and hours. That would actually be one really good car for this way I have it set up if I just dropped it down to A class. I almost want to do it, but I kind of want to see how this thing would do all-wheel drive with off-road tires and rally suspension. There is a fairly decent amount of options. Wait, was it A700 it's restricted to? I'm gonna have to go back and look. We need to pick a vehicle first though. I don't want to waste too much time. You know what? I really am curious, so we're gonna go ahead and try it. I feel like this would be a good car for it just because of the wheelbase and the way this thing handles. As you might have saw when I was looking on the map, I don't think I've ever actually looked at this up close. But if you saw on the map, this is also a cross-country event, just like the others have been. We have an orange spare. That's kind of goofy, but okay. But yeah, it's cross-country like the other racings through the years series have been, so you gotta have something that'll handle off-road. Welcome back page. Can I look at it from here? Yeah. I don't think I need to leave the garage, which saves me some loading time. B700. I don't know why I said A700. So we can do a decent little bit of upgrades to this. It doesn't really need power. It more just needs handling and possibly lightning. Tires. So let's jump over here. Really doesn't sit much higher. Yeah, I was gonna say that thing barely goes up at all between stock and rally. That's actually probably why this thing looks so good as a drag build with rally suspension jacked all the way up. It doesn't really look strange. That actually does help our weight balance a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it in. even though it's adding more weight. 3,000 pounds isn't bad. We're probably going to be at like 32, 33 with all-wheel drive. 32 almost exactly. Wow. That was pretty good estimation there on my part. And next we definitely want to get the tires changed so we can get some grip in winter. Yeah, that'd be the right one. Since I didn't think this had the other winter tire option. I don't know if anybody's ever really noticed or mentioned it, but some of the cars actually get two different winter tire compounds. One's like an off-road winter and one's like the rally winter. I'm not sure why only some of them are able to get it either. It's kind of weird. So we did 275. We'll go. Doesn't change my. That actually brings my PI down a little bit, which I'm okay with because that's a massive tire that should hopefully get me better traction in the back here in winter. Wheels. You know what? Yeah, we'll stick with the American Racing Outlaws. Outlaw 2s. Gotta do track width. It's like an off-road drag car, it looks like almost now. Oh, I didn't even realize it. That took us up too far. I'm not gonna be able to do tires. And it does not leave me very much for anything else either. Well, this is going to be interesting. It's definitely a good thing I ended up going with the all-wheel drive swap. That's going to be just about... I was going to say, I don't think I did the brakes. But that's going to be just about my only hope at getting any kind of traction, I feel like. Especially doing cross-country in these vehicles. I might have honestly been better off taking the Bronco. Guess we'll just have to kind of see what happens here. I really don't want to do a ton. There we go. That's right on the dot 700. That'll work. So I don't really want to do a ton as far as power upgrades because it's already going to be really hard to get any kind of traction. I kind of feel like the 70s Civic would be a really good option for this because it's really low class and would leave you a lot of room to be able to tune it and add upgrades onto it and probably be able to get winter tires and rally suspension on. So we want to do like 0.8 front because I want to make sure I can get traction off the line. That's a very, very strange sway bar setup for something that was mostly front heavy. Spring setup's kind of strange there too. We're gonna bring it down. We'll do 12, so just a little over an inch and a half. I don't want it too high because I don't want to have to deal with too much body roll. So that's just going to make it even harder to get a decent amount of traction in this thing around corners. And we'll bring this up to 2. We'll do 2-1. I do want a little bit softer on bump. Yeah, we'll do 102, so it'll be a little harder to lock up since I'm on stock 70s bias plies. I don't know if any of you guys have ever drove a car with bias ply tires in winters, but it is an absolute nightmare and one of the scariest things you'll ever do. They have literally no grip. They take way too long to soften up and get any heat in them in winter. And it's a lot of the reason around that time chains for your tires were such a big thing. I mean, some areas they still are pretty common. if you just have absolutely horrible winters, but for the most part, in a lot of states anymore, they're illegal to even use because they do damage the road. And do I want to change the livery? The factory AMC livery on this is pretty cool, but not the biggest fan of it. That police enforcement one's kind of ridiculous looking. Looks like for something that'd be like in Need for Speed almost. Oh, the Rusty Rebel's kind of cool. Let's do that. That would make more sense for somebody to chop up an old, beat up, rusted down AMC Rebel and convert it to all-wheel drive and pretty much butcher the car like we have than it would be to one that's in perfect condition. Especially with how rare these things are. It's definitely not a car you're going to see around the streets probably ever in your life. If you're lucky, you might see one. I've seen one at a car show in my entire life. So this is definitely not turning out to be the speedrun video I was intending to be. Well, not really so much a speedrun, but just attempting to quickly get through it. Been a lot of time wasted on stupid things, like my computer for one. Alright. Oops. And fast travel. This is going to be a nasty track too. I mean, the quarry's not really terrible, but it's got some really gnarly changes in the layout of the track as far as like elevation and even like the camber of the road. We're just going to go right into it. I'm not even going to try to drive this thing first.
There's a lot of people coming to watch this winter seasonal, you know. Go and give them a show.
Probably definitely going to give them a show, just not sure which way it's going to be, whether it's going to be funny or like actually interesting to watch. Well, usually if something's funny, it's interesting to watch too, but just in terms of me actually putting on a good race in this thing, because let's face it, without driving it at all, going straight into this and it being an off-road race, and I'm on stock tires in winter, this is probably not going to go the best. We got some really strange choices for vehicles. Hey, there's another AMC. This thing does get off the line pretty well with all-wheel drive. That Bronco does too. He's trying to find a way around that Camaro and driving like a maniac. Don't take the jump. Almost forgot there was a path next to it on here. This thing is extremely fast off-road. This is really surprising. Did I build like the greatest off-road vehicle first attempt without even knowing how it drove? Just throwing a random tune at it? Well, at least one of the best A-class off-road vehicles I've made in a while. This thing is ridiculously easy to drive too. Like, it's just heavy enough that it gets the nice amount of traction, but it is light enough, it's still got plenty of acceleration and handles fairly well, and you can kind of just throw it wherever you want in a corner and slide it out really easy. Like, this is unbelievably stable off-road. I cannot believe how good this thing is. Okay, maybe I'm not going to be selling this one in the auction house. I might just hang on to it too. I really don't want to take my setup off the other one. slides so good too. I am absolutely astounded by how good this build is. Slides so good. It almost doesn't feel like it's all-wheel drive. It just feels like you have way more grip than you ever should off-road in a rear-wheel drive car sliding. Taking the high road. Ooh. Clip that tree a little bit. Okay, I thought I was going up there for a second. Thought for sure I was going to end up on the wrong path. That was way too easy. Wow, that's a good build. That was a lot of fun. That thing is so much fun to drive. Yay, another emote. As a matter of fact, before I go to the next race, I'm going to go ahead and save this tuning setup and share it in case anybody does want to try it out. I mean, you guys saw me do the tune already, so you know exactly how it's going to handle. And as you can see there, I do have a couple other builds. One is not like a real wheelie build. It's really hard to get this car to do a wheelie, but it does pull the front end fairly well coming off the line. Really wish I had my keyboard plugged in right now. So much faster. Oh, still need this. It's really awkward on the wheel to try to... I'll just leave that. To try to get in the map and like mark your location and fast travel. Especially when you have it mounted off to the side over here. Didn't mean to back all the way out. Oh, that's right. I changed my controller layout back to default on the wheel. I did have it set up there for a little bit where my left paddle was actually just to pull my map up. It was really nice, but it unfortunately messed with some of my other settings and I could not get it working right. Should have just drove over there. It wasn't that far away, and these loading screens are taking forever today. Normally my game is nowhere near this slow. Oh, but since there was no audio for the whole first half of the stream, basically, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a great day. My day hasn't been bad. I overslept and started this way later than I wanted to, which did nothing but put me further and further back, so I just kept having more issues with the stream and my computer. Besides that, it's going pretty well, as you guys can see. I pretty much started my day off just about in the stream. I am feeling a little congested again though. Our weather has been really wonky here the last like 3 or 4 days. It's been very humid too, which I don't think really helps things out. Besides that though, I've had a pretty decent last couple days. Well, that and fighting with my computer, trying to figure out what its deal's been here lately. This thing actually will light up all 4 tires for a second there off the line on tarmac. That's a little shocking. I would not want to be driving that Corvette in wintertime. I don't know if you guys have ever actually had a chance to drive an older Corvette in real life, but they are very oversteer happy and don't have nearly enough weight towards the rear of them, especially to be trying to drive around winter. Hey, Snowman! How have I never noticed that before? This thing is so good off-road. Oh, a little too much sauce. Needed to e-brake just a little earlier. Shed a little more speed off of that. It's a really fun corner there though, because if you get it just right, you can basically slide it all the way out and carry a lot of speed and just basically be completely sideways. My Ford Raptor build is one of my favorites to drive around here because it's set up to be able to slide really easy when you want it to, but it's got enough grip and traction you can drive it fairly correctly, I guess. Because this is off-road racing, you want to be sliding around some because it does help you get around some of the corners. But it's got so much power because I did do the 7.2 V8 swap in it and like basically max the thing out, that once you get into it, you can just slide it wherever you want basically. Ooh. You know what, we should still be alright. I got a whole nother lap left. As long as I quit screwing around and trying to handbrake it and stuff, we'll be okay. I don't know why fifth gear is so hard to find for me on here. I think I have my shifter's rotation slightly off of where it needs to be. So it should be at a correct angle where you can kind of just slide it up into fifth, but I tend to bang it off the gate with where I have mine set. I know for a fact I have the clutch in far enough and early enough. I don't know what this deal is. Guess I'll slow down my shifting just a little bit and make sure I don't have that issue anymore. See, this thing is an absolute monster through here. Like, it was literally just no issue to catch this Bronco. Ooh. Stay away from the wall, though. I think I actually got the Snowman that time. I think I just barely managed to clip him with my rear quarter panel. Hi. And that would be my daughter, guys. She just got home from school. Her mom went out to get her off the bus. Oh no, understeering. That was a little closer than I would have liked it to be because of how I went through there. It's alright though. Still a fairly easy first place. I almost want to turn the difficulty up for this, but I usually leave it on highly skilled for the festival playlist just to knock it out as fast as I can. This winter one's surprisingly been really fairly easy for the most part, other than me trying to find where to go to do the race for the Land Rover. Okay, where do we need to go next? You know what, it's not really that far. I'm getting tired of sitting in loading screens, so just cruise over there. I'm still just in shock of how good this build is on this thing and how good it feels and handles. Oops. Still trying to get used to the gearing in it though. I think I should have actually left a little bit more on speed, or towards the speed side instead of the acceleration side. Because it does tend to rev out pretty quick in some gears. And I 100% had the clutch in there. I don't know what Forza's deal is today. I have a feeling it has something to do with needing to take my pedal apart too, possibly. Or my pedals apart and actually clean the potentiometer that the pedal operates on for the clutch. I actually had that issue at one point with my throttle pedal a couple months ago. And I was just having a lot of trouble managing throttle at all. I could not figure out what was going on. I tried adjusting dead zone settings and nothing seemed to work. And then I noticed one day that when I had my dash panel on my tablet running and I had the throttle and brake bars on there so I could see what everything was doing, like gradually pressing the pedal really slowly, I would see huge jumps in where the pedal position was. It was not transitioning smoothly at all. Took it apart, ran some contact cleaner on it, and it was perfect after that. I think that's kind of the issue I'm having with the clutch now. Which, they're not bad pedals. They've been extremely good, especially for being Thrustmaster's entry-level 3-pedal setup. It's just, I've put a lot of hours on them, and I abuse pedals between drifting and rallying all the time. I'm kind of aggressive, more like it would be in an actual car, and doesn't really like when you do that much when your pedal casing is plastic. To be fair though, my springs haven't been the biggest fan of it either, and my Ricmotech upgrade springs have actually both cracked for the accelerator and the clutch. The accelerator one's not bad. It only cracked like a single bottom rotation of the spring off. But my clutch pedal is basically split in half now, and the spring's actually further under the lever arm for the pedal than it should be, to be able to get me a decent pressure and keep it from popping out of place anymore. Oh. A little understeer there. Bronco might have a little bit of an advantage here on me. This really deep packed snow on the road is a lot different to drive in than what we have been in so far in this thing. Even like compared to actual just driving off-road through the snow, it feels a lot different. The ruts kind of pull you around when you're on a wheel. There we go. Starting to get a little more used to the gear ratios in this thing. Oh man, that was close. When in doubt, flat out, right? Especially when you're all-wheel drive. You gotta kind of just trust the car and deal with that initial understeer and just throttle your way out of it and wait for the front to finally hook up and pull you through. Straightened out too much. Trying to have a little fun with it now that I got a decent lead and play around a little bit more. Like there's absolutely no way I did not have the clutch in. Oh, that was a nice line right there. Switch up views here for just a little bit. Ah, missed my e-brake. Oh, we better get going. There's that Bronco. You get out of here. What do you think you're doing? Yeah, these have been surprisingly easy races. Maybe I should have left it on higher difficulty. I'm not going to complain that it was that easy. I guess I kind of am complaining right now, but I'm definitely not mad. It's definitely better than the struggle you go through sometimes to knock some of these out. Let's see where that puts us. Should be pretty close to 80 now. Or almost to 70. That's what I meant. Let's see what the restrictions are on this. Super hot hatch? I don't even know what that is. Okay, we'll do that one next then. When's this start? I'm not going to waste time for the live stream doing Forza-thons. So let's fast travel back to the festival, find a super hot hatch, and upgrade it to A-class, I guess. Would the DS3 be a super hot hatch, I'm wondering? So I might take it. I've been wanting to get it out for a while, but just never bothered with it. Most of the front-wheel drive cars I really just don't even take the time. I know it's starting. I already looked. And why is it telling me that when there's 2 minutes? Oh, that's because I'm fast traveling. Okay, so super hot hatch. Okay. I mean, it is already at the right class. I don't even remember how that car's set up, though. But it is all-wheel drive out of the box. You know what? I'm just going to downgrade this one a little, because this is a pretty good car, and it does have winter tires on it. See, I believe it's maxed out, so it should not be too difficult either. Probably pull the turbos off. That didn't really do nearly as much as I was hoping. Gonna be leaving cams and exhaust on regardless. If I have to, I'll make it heavier. So we need 13 more PI. Perfect. And we can just hop over there and throw like the air filter back on or something. And that was exactly all I needed. Okay. That was definitely easier than rebuilding a whole car for this. Should not need to tune it. Should, if I remember right, it should have a decent road tune already. And go over here. Yeah, we're just gonna fast travel. And I'm gonna take one more quick break here while I do that. Alright, and we're back. Just wanted to get up and stretch my legs here for a second. Couldn't find my headphones for a second, which were hanging off my shifter. Really don't care too much about the reward for doing this. I already have the car.
Even though it's freezing out there, I'm pretty sure you'll
Just want to
resolve
get that
the winter
completion.
seasonal. Just make sure you wrap up warm.
Well, that's definitely no problem here in this room. It's already warming up. You don't have to worry about us. We'll be alright. Wow, the inside of my door looks really, really weird with this livery on it. Looks like somebody hydro dipped it or something almost. It's a good thing I was paying attention to these being the little red flares or smoke bombs, whatever you would call this, because I completely forgot this was a street scene event. Now I can be a little more mindful of the traffic cars around us. Ooh. Almost went off to the scenery there. Oh no! Sorry. He just lifted straight off the ground, like levitated when that big snow truck ran into him. Really didn't intend to wedge him against it. I just didn't really have much other choice. Uh-oh. That's okay, I needed to get on this side anyways. I still hit that car. Try to adjust my headphones here a little so I can actually hear this thing a little better. This car is fairly quiet in my headphones and kind of hard to tell when I need to shift. Oh, that's Never a good thing to do. From the looks of the map, that guy plowed straight into that car and hauled everybody up. Oh, I missed it. 100% knew I did too. Let's go a little further. I need to be able to gain a little bit more time on them if I'm going to have any hopes of getting first or second for this. Oh, this is a bad place to be. And the AI still managed to run into them. Oh no. Oh, that was so close. Sneak up the inside. Oh, that car almost turned into me. That Volkswagen's pretty quick. He's keeping up with me there. Wonder where the next event is. I didn't really pay attention when I was showing him on the map. Oh, it's right around the corner. Okay. Apparently this car is very awkward to try to get off the line, at least from a low RPM. Rail Yard Express, huh? I kinda remember this one. Get a little more comfortable here. Can't complain too much though. This is a very, very cheap rig off of Amazon. No, I don't really want to. I'd rather just get this all knocked out and then take that Aston Martin out for a little bit. Got a little closer than I would have liked to that wall. I thought the only bad Ford drivers were supposed to be Mustang drivers. These guys are all over the place and on their brakes when there's absolutely no need to be. Okay. And now we're playing bumper cars. I can push back too, AI. Oh, you're dead. How did he make it? I was so astounded by the fact he didn't plow into that car that I lined him up with it. I just drove straight through the corner. He caught him that time. The AI are driving like complete idiots for some reason now. Oh. And it stalled. I think I have fairly long gears in this thing. Probably would have been a good idea just to look over the tune before doing this so I could tell what kind of setup I have. They're not leaving me any room. Oh! Sorry. I mean, I guess you shouldn't have been trying to fight me so hard. I wasn't going to give up my spot I had in the road. Well, besides the AI driving like complete morons, it's a pretty easy race too. I mean, at least that's an okay car, even though I don't need it and didn't really want it. I'll take that. Okay, where's the last one? Yeah, it's definitely starting to warm up in this room now. Thankfully, I'm just about there. This is so awkward, watching the loading screen with no music. Just seems wrong almost. I don't know if I'll ever get used to it, honestly. Especially with how many hours I've dumped into playing this game, not recording. Like, I almost start bobbing my head to this song that I know is supposed to be playing that just isn't there. 100% had the clutch held all the way down, even held it extra long. Oh no. That was my bad. Oh. Oops. Should have been fourth. Yeah, these are definitely some pretty long gears. Shouldn't have really been an issue to skip from fifth to third with how much I'd slowed down. That was an amazing couple overtakes. Not sure why I was understeering so bad. These two lead cars are surprisingly quick around here. Oops. It's just a little bit off. Come on, Audi. Oh no. I was gonna go straight into that bridge. Tried to take it flat out. Just a little cut. Just a little cut. Where does that put me? Wait. What? Is there 4? Oops. Meant to go to the map. What? Wait, how many are there? Is this Stamina Championship? What is that? I've never done one of these. Okay, I guess this is our next race. Even floored, this thing doesn't like to take off, really. Yeah, this is weird. Don't think I've ever done one of these. Or there's just something really strange going on with Forza right now. It's loading pretty quick, which is weird. Especially compared to how it was acting earlier. Ooh, just barely stayed off of him. Oh, man. I'm glad I went wide right there. Didn't mean to punt you. Just have to sneak around the inside and cut a little bit, I guess, to get around him. That was a really good line through there. Uh-oh. Ooh, almost went way deeper into that wall than I meant to. It's okay. I was gonna rewind, but don't need to. I still got enough room. So there's 5 events in this one. It's really odd. Has there been stamina events like this before in the festival playlist? If anybody knows, leave it in the chat or in the comments after the video's done streaming. So I'm really curious. I've never seen that before. Or at least I've done them and don't remember or didn't pay attention to it. Come on. Hurry up and load for me. I'm starting to get really hungry. So I hope it's not getting too boring for you guys at this point. Kind of running out of things to talk about today besides what's going on in the game, and loading screens don't leave me with a lot of stuff to talk about. At least the road in this race isn't nearly as snowy. Well, there's not any snow on the road at all, but it's much better conditions than that last race, and I don't know why they were so slow through there. Also don't know how I avoided that car at the last second like that. That was super close. Oh no. I'm surprised the AI actually got over a little bit so I didn't have to wreck straight into that car. They're so slow through some parts that you can really be quite fast on. It's really throwing off my driving. Still been a lot of bumping into each other, but this is definitely a much cleaner race than the last one. Forgot how quick this thing is, and this is only A class too. I actually took a lot of the performance out of it. There we go. Just give me my prizes. Let's get this over with. When I go drive the Aston Martin a little bit. Is it gonna make me use the super wheel spin? No. Wow, surprising. And where does that put me? That's kind of what I thought. Okay, let's see what this one is. Off-road buggies B700. That's going to be a pretty interesting series. You know, I think I am going to take that one. Oh wait, I don't have it yet. What am I talking about? I thought I had that. Just gonna have to go back to the festival site and figure something out. I'm almost positive I have. Wait, I don't think I ever actually won it in an auction. I've tried to get it a couple times. I could swear I did though. Excuse me. Okay, off-road buggies. And it's got to be B class. Why not? Let's upgrade this thing. It's been sitting in my garage forever. The thing looks ridiculous. It's really cool though. I like those mirror guards they have, because that would be a real struggle probably, smashing your mirrors off on stuff in one of these. This thing's actually really cool looking. What do we got for engines? Basically everything other than that breaks it out of class, or takes it, even that takes it up almost to the top of what we're allowed. So I'm not going to be doing any of that. Oh, I almost kind of like it more without the bumper. That's the most worthless little wing I've ever seen on one of these vehicles, even for Forza Aero. We already got snow tires, we'll do width. I'm gonna leave those rims. They're good enough for off-road. This might be a little more difficult than oh, maybe not. There we go. We're starting to make some ground up here now. I say this might be a little harder than I thought it was going to be to get to the top of B. Oh, I still need a flywheel too. So do that first. Close enough. It's only 1 point away. Come on, Forza. Actually getting extremely hungry. Really trying to rush through this at this point. Not that I want the content to be any less good for you guys, just trying to get through this quick as we can though. I really want to drive that Aston Martin a lot too. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with the gears in this. It's good enough. Wow, we got a bunch of positive camber. should be about right. A little bit of spring stiffness. What? Is this supposed to be this way, Forza? I can do spring height, no problem. Is the rear dampening? No, the rear dampening is not locked. That's really, really weird. We'll keep it at 32s since we are going to be doing off-road. Actually, bring it down just a little bit more. Don't have a ton of power in this thing, so we don't need an extreme amount of accel lock on the rear. I'm not gonna mess with the livery. Like I said, I like the way this thing looks.